Alright, today I'm going to be showing you how to factor quadratic expressions. And the first one I'm going to show you how to do is 6x squared plus 30x plus 36. We are going to factor this using what we call GCF. And that stands for greatest common factor. Pretty much that means that you're just going to pull out a greatest common factor from each of these parts of your expression, and I see here that we do have a 6 that we can pull out from each of them. So we're going to pull that out and we're going to have 6, and then you're left with x squared plus, then you divide the 36 by 30, then you're going to end up with 5x, and then lastly 36 divided by 6, you're going to end up with plus 6. Now, as you can see, we've made it so where it's just an easy case trinomial, and we know how to do that. So how we do an easy case trinomial, you can factor it even more by using the diamond method. Diamond method, you put your 6 up top, then you have your 5 down at the bottom, so your 5 goes down there, and then you're trying to figure out what two factors of 6 add together to equal 5. So, what are the factors of 6? You have 1 and 6, 2 and 3. And that's it. So, it's not 1 and 6, but I think when you add together 2 and 3, you will get 5. So, we're going to use those, 2 and 3. Okay? So, now all we have to do is put x plus 2 and x plus 3. And you bring your 6 down, and that is how you solve and factor out using greatest common factor. Now, if you can't use greatest common factor, there are other ways to factor it. One way is by using the difference of two perfect squares. For instance, if you have x squared minus 9, you have two perfect squares, and you have the difference of two perfect squares. So what's the perfect square of x? Squared is x. Now, okay. Now, but what is the square? What is the square root of 9? A square, also a perfect square, and it's the perfect square of 3. So x plus 3, and then since it's a difference, you would have x minus 3. Now, if you're not positive you have the right answer, then all you have to do is use the FOIL method. F stands for first, O stands for outer, I stands for inner, and L stands for last. What this means is you're going to take your first two, which is x times x, and that leaves you with x squared. Your outer, which is negative 3 times x, and that's negative 3x. Your inner, which is 3 times x. And then your last, which is minus 9. And I'll write that down here because I'm kind of running out of room. So these two are going to cancel each other out because it's a negative 3 and a positive 3x. And so all you're going to be left with is x squared minus 9. And that is what you originally started with. And that's how you know you factored correctly. Now our last one is just going to be an easy case problem. And you're not going to be able to pull out GCF, and you're not going to do the difference of two perfect squares. So you're just going to have to factor it. And that is going to be x squared plus 10x plus 24. Now we're going to factor this using the diamond method. You put your 24 up here, 10 down here. Now you find the factors of 24 that will give you a positive 10. So what are my factors of 24? See, I have 2 and 12. I have 3 and 8. I have 4 and 6. 2 and 12 is going to give me a 14. 3 and 8 is going to give me a positive 11. And 4 and 6 will give me a positive 10. So that works perfectly. Now, all we have to do is just plug the 4 and 6 in. So plus 4 and x plus 6. And that is how we factor an easy case. Factoring an easy case quadratic expression.